January 1st, 1900. Personal log. Grossadmiral Skyquake. The Kaiser's ink is barely dry on the parchment, the weight of the appointment heavy on my shoulders. Head of the Imperial German Admiralty, a title both prestigious and daunting. As the clock strikes midnight, ushering in a new century, so too does a new era for the Kaiserliche Marine. The world stage is a tempestuous one. Britain, the undisputed ruler of the waves, casts a long and jealous shadow. The whispers of an Anglo-German naval arms race grow louder with each passing year. Their mighty Royal Navy dwarfs our own, a Leviathan of steel and firepower. Internally, the Admiralty struggles with growing pains. We are a young navy, ambitious yet hampered by a tangled bureaucracy and factions vying for influence. My desk groans under the weight of immediate challenges. Our fleet, while modern, lacks the sheer number of ships to truly compete. We need a robust shipbuilding program, one that prioritizes quality over quantity, but this requires navigating a political minefield. The Reichstag, everywhere we're spending, needs convincing of the necessity. Technology presents another hurdle. While our engineers are brilliant, some within the Admiralty cling to outdated doctrines. We need to embrace innovation, to develop revolutionary tactics and weaponry. This means fostering collaboration with our brightest minds, both within the Navy and in the burgeoning German scientific community. My immediate goals are clear. First, a comprehensive review of the fleet. Every ship, every weapon system will be scrutinized. Identifying weaknesses will be the first step towards forging a stronger Navy. Second, I need to meet with the shipyards and their engineers. We need a plan, a blueprint for the future of the Kaiserliche Marine. The road ahead is long and arduous, but I step into this role with unwavering determination. Germany deserves a navy that commands respect, a navy that reflects the burgeoning power of our nation. This is not just a duty, it's a call to arms. The future of the fatherland rests in part on the steel decks of our warships. This log will be my confidant, chronicling the triumphs and tribulations of this new chapter. May the coming years see our navy rise, a force to be reckoned with on the world stage. Grossadmiral Skyquake, head of the Imperial German Admiralty. January 4th, 1900. Personal log, Grossadmiral Skyquake. 4 days in, and the initial euphoria of the appointment has been replaced by a cold, sombering reality. My inspection of the fleet and its designs has revealed a hornet's nest of problems, far more extensive than anticipated. Our current battleships prioritize heavy frontal armor, a relic of bygone battles. Modern naval warfare demands protection from all angles, not just head-on engagements. The current armor layers leave vital sections like the secondary armament and engine rooms dangerously exposed. While our main batteries boast impressive firepower, the secondary armament leaves much to be desired. The rapid-fire guns necessary to repel torpedo attacks are lacking, making our ships vulnerable to close-quarter engagements. German engineering is renowned, but our current engines are fuel hogs. This limits operational range and restricts our ability to project power on the global stage. We need engines that are both powerful and fuel efficient. A hodgepodge of designs plagues our fleet. Spare parts are a logistical nightmare. Maintenance becomes a complex puzzle. Standardizing key components across ship classes will streamline operations and improve overall efficiency. The road to a true naval power is long and arduous. A complete overhaul of the fleet is necessary. This will be a politically charged and expensive undertaking, but the alternative is unacceptable. We cannot afford to fall further behind Britain's ever-expanding navy. My next course of action is clear. I will draft a comprehensive report detailing these deficiencies and propose a multi-pronged solution. This includes designing new, improved ship classes, overhauling shipyard practices, and implementing a new naval doctrine. Convincing the Kaiser and the Reichstag of the urgency will be a battle in itself. This is a daunting task, but I will not be dissuaded. The future of the Kaiserliche Marine depends on it. Grossadmiral Skyquake, head of the Imperial German Admiralty. January 10th, 1900. Personal log, Grossadmiral Skyquake. The past few days have been a whirlwind. My report outlining the deficiencies of the fleet and the need for a complete overhaul landed on the Kaiser's desk with a resounding thud. I braced myself for weeks, maybe even months of political wrangling, but in a surprising turn of events, the Kaiser and the Reichstag moved with unexpected swiftness. My proposal was not only approved, but met with a surprising level of enthusiasm. The Kaiser, ever the visionary, recognized the strategic importance of a powerful navy. The Reichstag, perhaps swayed by the looming shadow of British naval dominance, loosened the purse strings. Permission was granted to begin construction of an entirely new fleet, built from the keel up according to my specifications. This is a monumental victory. Gone are the days of patching up outdated designs. We have a blank slate, a chance to forge a navy that will be the envy of the world. The weight of this responsibility is immense, but the thrill of possibility courses through me. The task before me is monumental. Here are the initial steps. I will need to gather the brightest minds in German naval engineering. We need a team that can translate my vision into reality, that can push the boundaries of technology and design. Our shipyards will need to adapt to the new designs and construction standards. This may require investments in new equipment and training for the workforce. Building a new fleet is just the first step. We need a clear strategic vision, one that takes into account potential adversities and global power dynamics. This is a time of immense opportunity for the Kaiserliche Marine. The shackles of the past are broken, and a path to a glorious future is laid bare. There will be challenges, of course. Foreign powers will surely watch our every move with suspicion, but we will meet these challenges head-on, with unwavering determination. This log will be a chronicle of this new era, a testament to the rise of a naval power unlike any the world has ever seen. The Kaiserliche Marine will rise from the ashes, a phoenix taking flight on wings of steel and fire. Grossadmiral Skyquake, head of the Imperial German Navy. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Biohazard Games. It's been a while, but I am finally back, and we're starting off my return with a new series in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. As you could probably tell from the intro of this video, this is going to be a semi-narrated series. I've always loved the concept and the idea of these types of games where you take over a specific branch or aspect of a country, such as the Navy or the Air Force or the Army, and kind of like mold it and design it to your own specifications. And I've always been a big sucker for narrative things, so we'll be going along, and the narration will be a little bit shorter from now on, but to set up the plot and everything, we need to paint a nice little picture of what's going to be looking toward us. So, as you've heard, we are going to be taking over the German Empire's Navy. The starting year will be 1900. We're going to go in normal difficulty. I haven't played in a while, so I'm going to try out some of the new features that have been implemented since last time I played. AI opponent will be historical to keep it kind of like within that narrative theme. So, also, we have heard that the Kaiser and the Reichstag have given us the funds to create our own new fleet, which is excellent, so we'll be touching on that later. And AI shared designs is just on the default settings. So our main goal is simple. We need to build a super awesome navy. That's the ultimate goal. But for now, we need to build a fleet that at least gets rid of some of the design flaws that were mentioned earlier, such as better armor protection, greater range for our ships, and just overall have quality but also the numbers to be able to compete with Great Britain and hopefully surpass them. So we'll see how it goes, but for now I think let's dive right in. Alright, after that long loading screen, we are finally in. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the map before. So what's cool is that the entirety of the map is in. I really like that. Got all of the different places. It really looks good. It's a long way away from like the first version that came out a couple of years ago. So here's our good old little Germany. We've got the mainland, the fatherland, and then we've got a few colonies here in Africa. We've got at Cameroon and Togoland. I think we've got one over here. It's German East Africa, Dar es Salaam, Tonga. We'll hopefully get some more territories here at some point, and we do have like a here we go, Bismarck Isles and stuff like that, Loringo. So we got a few places, we got a few colonies here and there, so that's nice. Not as much as other world powers, but we'll get there. So first things first, let's budget the books. So first things first, with Germany, we're all about the technology. As we also said in the introduction, you know, we've got the finest and best engineers, so we need to get that all the way up. So we want to get our economy going up, so I'm going to invest quite heavily in transport capacity for the beginning. I think like 1.1% should be good. And crew training I'm going to bump up to 50%. Crew training's been a bit laxing on 25%. I think it should go up to 50%. That leaves us with a healthy monthly balance of about 180 million. So I think that's pretty good. We also would like to upgrade our naval shipyard sizes, because more boat is better. So let's go, I think a 5,400 ton increase should be sufficient, so let's do that. Okay, monthly balance a bit lower now, 168 billion, but that's fine. Now onto the research aspect. So we've got a couple of researchers that are pretty done. Small guns, we got Mark III 2-inch guns, gun layout, one superimposed large gun, research almost done. Explosive, we got Pycric Acid 1, that's almost done. And rangefinder, coincidence, rangefinder 2, that's pretty nice. And as well, underwater protected deck 2. All pretty good. I'm gonna go with gun layout and rangefinders. And let's just put one on explosives so that ends next turn. So let's have a look a little bit at the politics. Let's see what the ships are looking like. So Britain has an active fleet of 68 ships. France has an active fleet of 82 ships actually. Interesting. Italy with 57, Austro-Hungarian Empire with 50, Japan 56, United States 67, Chinese Empire with 42 ships, Russian Empire with 85 ships, wow. And then the Spanish Empire with 50 ships, 51 ships, and us with 0, because we decided to scrap all of our old designs and start anew. So I think, without further ado, let's get into some designing aspects. So I usually go with a top-down approach, like to design the big boys first and then go down to the torpedo boats and the destroyers and whatnot. So for a battleship, I feel like we just need to go all in with displacement. It needs to be the best. We did say that we need pretty decent speed, so I think we'll go with 19 knots for our first ship. So they said our engines are not the greatest with range, fuel efficiency is not that fantastic, so I don't want to go full max because I do want to use some of that tonnage for some more DACA rather. So I think 10,000 kilometer range is pretty good. That's basically what will get us to all of our colonies in one turn or one and a bit turns. So I think that should be fine. Always maximum bulkheads, not gonna go there. That's only 100 tons extra for standard core, so we'll go standard. Let's go with induced boilers, steam, multiple expansion engines 2. Gonna go with a balanced rudder, prefer the balanced, and hydraulic steering. Gotta have the Krupp armor, I mean it's German after all, we need to have that German steel. Get all of the good stuff, anti-float 2, Citadel 1, okay, pretty decent, I like it, so about 7 point something thousand tons still remaining, so it's time for us to actually put some stuff on the ship. Let's get the advanced tower as far back as we can, rear tower 5, so my build style for this one is going to be, we need to build, because we are going to be lacking in numbers for the first part of the campaign, so we're going to need to be able to have the best ships even if we're outnumbered. So it needs to be able to take on 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 ships depending on what we're going to be facing. So we're going to have barbettes, centerline guns. So we've got Mark II 11-inch guns, Mark II 12-inch guns, and Mark II 13-inch guns. Now, although I'm a big fan of the put the biggest thing on there and go with it, for the early battleships, I think 12-inch guns are actually going to be perfect for what we need. Might even go with the 11-inch guns if the 12s don't even fit on this thing. Reason being, it'll still punch through most of the armor. Why is this not working? Do we need to get a smaller main tower? Is that what we're saying here? Let's see, 11-inch guns, 2 barrels. I don't want to do a 1 barrel. 1 barrel is just going to be sad and useless. Okay, apparently we can only do. Can we do a 10-inch? Yeah, we can do a 10-inch gun. Oof, but do I want to do 10-inch guns still? I guess we don't really have much of a choice now, do we? Alright, I'm not gonna do like a 10-inch and a 11, 12-inch gun because that just makes the logistics a little bit painful, and that's why I've been appointed, is to make it a bit more streamlined. So we'll go with 10-inch guns. It's a little bit of a downgrade, but what's the stats of this bad boy? So I could still penetrate about 7.1 inches of armor, 10 kilometers range. So deck armor? No? Yeah, that has belt armor. So it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. I do think, however, that I might only build a couple of these battleships, not a whole lot, until I can get like a bit bigger displacement in my battleships. What can we rename this to something else? Let's call this the Bayern. instead of the Brandenburg. I want to reserve the Brandenburg name for a little bit more impressive ship. Now, let's say for secondary armament. We do need better secondary armament. What are we thinking? Can we get... No, we can't even get those. Oh, these battleships of Germany is a bit... how shall I say it? Crammed for space. Can we get like 3 inches in here? Yes, we can. Okay, fantastic. That we can do. Try and get as many 3-inch guns as possible, because we have heard in the intro that the secondary armament of the previous designs were lacking, so need to have as many 3-inches as possible. So I'm gonna do something pretty cool with that to get a little bit more historical accuracy, shall we say. More barbette armor. I prefer standard ratio shells. Germany usually focused on light shells, if I remember correctly. Lighter shells, historically speaking. Or did they focus? No, they focus on heavy shells, I believe, yeah. Get that, ballistite, gun cotton. The heavy shells basically just gonna give a little bit more damage, HG shell damage, stuff like that, gun range, shell penetration. Does cost more, chance of flash fires and that is a bit more there, but if we can get a bigger impact on the first couple of salvos, I'll take the trade. We'll see if that's a good idea or not, but... So I'm not gonna go with the advanced hydraulic turrets. Let's see, that's actually not that bad of a thing, so we'll go with that. Forward offset is still quite I think. We'll get to that in a moment. Alright, so armor wise, I think the rule of thumb is the belt armor needs to be the same that your main guns are. So I think if we make it 10.1 inches of main belt armor, that should be Gucci. And then let's get some inner deck armor for the Citadel. For belt, let's go with 5. Same with the aft belt. I might even go 6 for the aft belt, just to help with that weight offset. Aft deck, actually, I might pump up just to make it a little bit better for the weight offset. Because my reasoning is like the first couple of years is going to be more, we're going to probably be outgunned if we go into a war, so I might want to keep my distance, so the aft armor needs to be a little bit stronger than the fore. So that's where I'm at with that logic. Conning tower, superstructure armor, need to get that back up. And we can get that up to 3 inches of superstructure armor, should be fine. Now, for the cool thing that I said about the 3-inch guns, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these a 3.4-inch guns, and that's roughly an 88mm gun. Now, for any of you that's ever watched anything historical about Germany, you'll know that in the First and Second World Wars, they relied heavily on 88mm guns for both naval and ground weaponry, so I feel like that's a nice little touch there. I'll also increase the barrel length. That'll give these guys a pretty decent belt penetration of 2.9 inches, which is at 5,000 meter range. That's really not bad. They'll definitely punch through like destroyers, patrol boats, PT boats, TB boats, as well as even light cruisers. Like some of the early light cruisers they might punch through. So I like that. Got the 6-inch guns. That's a tongue twister. The 10-inch guns, can we get the diameter on that a little bit? No, I can't get anything above a 10.2. I'll take a 10.2. As close as I can get it to like an 11-inch gun. Oh yeah, that drastically increases the penetration. Well, look, 18.3 inches of armor penetration at 10,000 meters. Okay, I quite like the weapons layout so far. Can I get any 2-inch guns still? No, it does not seem like it. So we've got some weight tonnage left, and we've oh wow, our range increased significantly with the adjustments that we made. So I'm thinking I'm gonna actually see if I can get this up to 20 knots. If I can have a battleship at 20 knots, that would be insane, because most battleships of this era has about 17, 18, maybe 19 knots. So if you can get like a 20 knot ship, that would be fantastic actually. Then I'll consider this more like a battle cruiser, not a battleship. That actually looks pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Armor wise, I don't want to stretch it out too much. could... Oh wait, main deck armor, that's way too low. That's where the remaining 10 should go. Foredeck armor, let's get that up to 2 inches. And let's bump this up to 4 inches. Just want to get the 4 weight offset. There we go. This will help us with accuracy and that kind of stuff. Engine efficiency is still at 181%, so that means even if we lose a boiler, we'll still be able to hold most of our top speed, which is good. And acceleration should be pretty good as well. Alright, so I think we'll save that design. And let's go over to the armored cruiser section. So, interesting fact for me, from what I've seen, is I prefer the early French battleship designs, but I prefer the early German cruiser designs. Did I just select a battleship again? What is this? No, I selected correct. I was about to say, I thought I didn't select a battleship design. So the sailets, I think let's go with a 10,500 ton cruiser. I feel like that'll be a little bit bigger and better because we need to have... I'm going to be focusing more on cruisers and destroyers in the early game. So let's try to go with that. Let's get the big funnel boys in here. So roughly same layout, same type of enhancements to the ship. Get the hydraulic steering going. Standard. Range is still pretty good. Speed, I would like this to at least have 20.5 knots, if possible. We can always bump up the displacement if need to, but I think if we get that, then it will help at least. Get the double bottom armor, anti-flood, citadel, rangefinders. Okay, fantastic. So, main guns, I do like my 8-inch guns on my cruisers, and we can actually get it on, which is fantastic. And then, roughly the same idea of the secondaries. Actually, can I get slightly bigger ones? That's the question. 4 inches? Can't get 4 inches. Casemate guns, 5-inch guns? Yeah, that works. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing with the cruisers. Well, basically all of the ships are just gonna plop on all of the 3-inch guns, 3.4-inch guns. Because they really do like that ability. Can we get some torpedoes on here? Torpedoes are really helpful. Get the 8-inch torpedoes. We've done that one. Heavy shells, capped, soft capped, standard ratio. Okay, that should be good. Main belt armor, we can't go like 8 inches as the main gun, so I think we can go like 5. Yeah, 5 sounds about good. See if we can make it for all the belt armor 5. Main deck, I'm gonna go about 2 inches of main deck armor. With foredeck maybe 1.5, and aft deck will bump up a little bit more because the forward offset is a little bit high, just a little bit. Can get the aft belt a little bit up as well. Maybe that'll help. So this is a little bit of a, how shall I say, jumping around, seeing what best fits the design, because sometimes you really can't do too much. So I think we might have to bump this up to an 11,000 ton cruiser, which is the highest we can go at this point. But that does give us a little bit of a... Can actually maybe get rid of one of the boilers. That'll help the offset. Yes, excellent. That way we can have a little bit more tonnage, less weight. Oh, we actually have an aft weight offset now. That's actually good because then I can bump the aft deck armor down to maybe 2.2 and get the foredeck up. Well, let's just make it 2 across the board. Or not. And there we go. Alright, aft weight offset 0.3%. I'm pretty happy with that. Pitch and roll is still a little bit high, but there's not too much I can do about that. Let's get the gun diameter of our 88s up and barrel length. Okay, nice. That's a pretty decent armament, I like it. Good twin 8-inch guns with 5-inch casemates and 88 emplacement secondaries. I do have torpedoes on this one. Yes, I do. And I think that's about it. I think we'll leave it there. The armor should be fine. Let's bump up the conning tower actually. Get that as high as we can. 9 inches, I like it. Sailors, perfect name. Can we bump this up to a 21 knotter? We can. Okay, we'll leave it at 21 knots. So it's 1 knot faster than a battleship, which is what you want ideally. So we'll save that design. Alright, on to the next one. Let's go for the light cruisers. I do love the German light cruiser designs. It gives you so much ability to place guns and stuff down. For the most part. So there. Perfect. Let's get 2 enhanced funnels over here and here. Alright, so we're gonna go with the 5 inchers, I think. Or should I go with the 4 inch for the start? Oh wow, the light cruiser tonnage is way too low. Let's go with 5,500 tons maybe. That should help. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Just get that nice set up there. I think now we can get the 5 inch. Just a little bit easier on the ship design. I think what I'll do is I'll put a 5 inch in the fore and aft sections, and then the rest will be 4 inch guns. Okay, so we get 2 5 inch, or do we want to go historical with the designs and be like there and there? I actually like that a little bit more, because then we've got 5 4 inch guns on either side. It's about 10 4 inch guns. I like it. Secondary guns, can we get 3 inches in here? Can't get it there. Can't fit there. Alright, that's about that. Can we get 3 inches? Yes, we can get casemates. That can work. Torpedo launchers, absolutely. Speed 22.2 knots. Can we do 22.5? Yes. We haven't even touched the balanced and the engine stuff, so that's perfect. Crop steel, double. Standard ratio, heavy shells, gotta have the biggest torpedoes. I'm gonna get some mines, you know, because why not? Let's get layer 2, don't want to go too ham on it. Increase torpedo capacity because it's a light cruiser, and the 4 inches aren't going to do much against the bigger ships, but if you can get a couple of torpedoes off on like a battleship or something like that, that would be perfect. Get the max of that. Take 6. Okay, can do that. Get the main deck armor going, 2 inches. Foredeck. We get the aft deck a little bit higher because this boy will basically have to drop torpedoes. That's its primary role and function. Ooh, we are out of tonnage. Alright, let's bump this down to 2 inches because we don't actually need that heavy armor. 2.5 inches of conning tower armor, superstructures. Okay, so I've modified the design a little bit. Quickly cut because not really necessary for the part. Let's get just the 88 length as increase as we can in the secondaries. Okay, so I basically removed the forward torpedo launcher because the forward was just too high. But we've got decent engine efficiency, a little bit under the weight limit, so I think that'll be good. Oh, I've got standard quarters, that's a bit of a problem. So let's save. I actually didn't check if I did that over here. We did get standard quarters, yeah. Alright, perfect. So, last but not least, now shall we go with large torpedo boats or torpedo boat destroyers? I feel torpedo boat destroyers. I don't want to get like 3 different types of torpedo boats designs. What's the tonnage max that I can go here? You know, 800 tons on that one. Okay, and then on a large one, about 850, I'm guessing, roughly. This one was just over, yeah, it was about 800. So large torpedo boat, I can load that. Get the front tower going. Get the funnels. Yeah, for the destroyers we're gonna have to go crowned. I'm sorry about that, gentlemen, but that's just the way of things. It is a small boat, and we need to keep weight down. It would be actually be an interesting thing if they to know if they put like crew weight in as a extra modifier. Like, does anyone know? If you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. I'm actually curious about that. So we'll get layer because we do need the mines. Let's get the dual bar bed for small guns. It's a little bit too big. Yeah, this will be better. So main guns, gonna get the 88s on there, if it will select it, thank you. Diameter 3.4 inch and length of 7 inches. I actually can switch this out to metric now that I remember about that actually. There's a feature. I will maybe look into it so I can change it so it doesn't, so I don't have to do the mental calculation, because I am on the metric system, so I just had to Google what 88 millimeters is in inches, and it's roughly 3.4 inches, so it's the closest I can get. Okay, armor-wise, I'm not too concerned. I'll get the max there. Torpedoes, that's what I'm at. Oh, we already get twin deck torpedoes. That's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Alright, torpedoes, we need to increase because these guys are my torpedoes. I want them to go in, smack whatever they can as quickly as they can, and just run away afterwards. So 28 knots I feel is a good amount of speed to be able to get in and out quickly. Can we get standard? Yeah, let's say we can get standard. I'm gonna get the superstructure armor up, 4 belt. It's not a lot of armor, but it might help against like some shrapnel, you know, like shrapnel fire and stuff like that, so that's what I'm gonna just get some armor to make sure that it's a bit better. And why is my roll this high? Don't understand why that's a thing, but alright then. I think that's good enough for destroyer designs at least. We'll save that. Could be better, could be worse. Got good engine efficiency, so even if it loses a funnel, it can still probably hold its max speed. Alright, now that we've designed the ships, let's get into construction. Oh, so yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna build like 2, maybe 4 battleships of this design, because they are quite expensive, and I don't know if I want to necessarily have the 10-inch gun distance, but it does have a good secondary armor. So I think I might go with 4 just so I can have 4 battleships. And then cruiser-wise, what's the finances looking now? We're still good on that part. I think I'll go with like 8 heavy cruisers. I think the same amount of light cruisers. And finances are still decent, so I think then I will focus mainly on the destroyers for now, get like 24 destroyers. I do like to build in like, what's the word, like basically 2, 4, 8, 16, 24, 36, something like that, just to make it a little bit easier for me. So 24 destroyers, then we've got 8 light cruisers, 8 heavy cruisers, and 4 battleships. So that'll be insta-built, just otherwise we would be without any ships for several months. And finances, we are at 47 million. I might actually build like 4 more light cruisers. I think so. Yeah, 4 more light cruisers, and then we got 12 in total. Deployment wise, where should I deploy what? Because I do have a few colonies. I think most of them obviously can defend the mainland, can defend the fatherland. Got one in Tanganyika. That's the one that always twists my tongue. Alright, I think what we'll do is we'll get these last 4 light cruisers that we built, we will divide them into our colonies. We'll select the port. Cameroon, Douala, Tanganyika. Ports are too small there. Can I get Southwest Africa? Yeah, let's get it in Southwest Africa. And Luderitz in modern day Namibia. We'll get this light cruiser in German New Guinea, Friedrich Wilhelmshaven. Basically be just enough. Same with this light cruiser. And let's get it in Herbershohe. And also, apologies to any Germans watching this in my pronunciation. It's been a while since I properly pronounced anything in German, so if I don't get it correctly, please excuse the bad German. In Tsingtao, yeah, we are gonna be a little bit underdefended in our colonies. I'm not even gonna lie about that aspect, but I don't want to invest too heavily on these battleships because they're gonna be at least a 4-year investment. And I feel like that's not really necessary. And then for the rest, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 cruisers there. 1, 2, 4 light cruisers. 6 destroyers. We'll put that in Eastern Germany. And then the rest we will put in West Germany. That way, doesn't matter if it's the British Royal Navy or the Russians or even the French, we will have coverage with our fleet. Western Germany, Wilhelmshaven. Okay, we've got 6 more destroyers available, so I think I will just divide them again into Wilhelmshaven and which one was the other one that I put them in? Eastern Germany, Kiel. Okay, that is all added. Why didn't this do things? I thought I did put that. This should be going to Wilhelmshaven. There we go. Alright, now everything is assigned, I believe. Yes. Okay. We're gonna do a couple of turns, and then I think we'll be calling it for this episode. I think it was a productive one. We've got the lore set, we've got the ships done, and got an active fleet of 48 ships, which is not the worst. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. I feel the Kaiser will be pretty pleased with me. The British Empire is at 67 ships. The France is at 82 ships. And then I'm at 48 ships. So they've got a lot more heavy cruisers and a couple more light cruisers. But I have more destroyers than them, and a lot of them have torpedo boats still. So I've got dedicated full-on destroyers, and I feel with above average actual guns on them, so that'll definitely be a factor and a boost. Russia, what is Russia up to? They've got 85 ships. Ew. They got the same amount of destroyers as me and a lot more of the other ships, but that's okay. I am not too worried. Navy's total tonnage was 274,000. I'm at what? 247,000, so about 3,000 tons behind, which is not that much in the grand scheme of things. Finances wise, we got a good budget going, so I think I'm gonna do an next turn just so we can get the research done for the first couple of turns. Russia is constructing a lot of torpedo boats, it seems. Oh, you see, the British Empire already started refitting 18 of their ships because of research that they probably got. So that's kind of what I want to avoid. I want to have a small fleet at the beginning, get some of the technologies in first, and rather build new designs from the get-go with those tech instead of having to wait and refit and leave my main fleet vulnerable. So this is more just of a staying fleet until we can get the tech up and running. There we go. Pike Creek asset, that's already going to be a big bonus. All of the sea passages, not too worried about that. The Netherlands and Sumatra, interesting. Okay, let's get our research off of explosives and pump that into internal protection. Because I'm not too bothered about the small guns one because it's 2-inch guns. It's a new 2-inch gun model, and I'm not planning on really using 2-inch guns. So I'm just gonna update. Oh wow. Brunei has oil apparently. And there we go, one superimposed mount for large guns. That is what I've been looking for. Alright, I think that'll call it. We will just put the new... Oh, we got turret mechanism going. Casemate gun barrels too, yes. Okay, perfect. But that is it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe down below. It really helps out the channel a lot and helps it to grow. And I will see you guys next time for the updated March journal entry of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Until then, see you later. Goodbye.